Siyempre lahat tayo, we have emails, we have phones, we have laptops, but let's start with an email.
Hindi na siya typical lang eh. Parang ngayon necessity na yung email.
Ano usually yung security measurements that you do for your email? Ang iniisip kasi ng mga tao, pag na-hack, hacker. I don't think that's the case. Karamihan sa mga na-hack is called social hacking. Gone are the days na feeling na ng ibang tao na, na-hack to kasi nag-install siya ng software. Dati uso yan, di ba? Most of the time, it deals with not technology, but it deals with how you could influence the other person to provide you access to their account. Laging human error yan eh. When we say human error is because either nabudol, nalito, na-distract lang talaga. First step of protecting, you have to have a strong password, di ba? Ano yung next?
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect those of the producers, network, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, today let's talk about cybersecurity. Siyempre lahat tayo, we have emails, right? We have phones, we have laptops, but let's start with an email. Ano usually yung security measurements that you do for your email?
Parang ngayon, before parang walang option ng two-factor verification. No? Parang ano lang eh, it's more of a character symbol.
Password,
oo.
So right now, ano yung, kasi alam naman natin before, ang password, ano lang siya? Words talaga.
Yes,
so parang, pogi ako. all small letters. Yeah. Or minsan, parang, in fact, walang special characters. Diba? So that's how people were hacked before. And then, siguro, nagkaroon ng parang tips on how you could use special character, underscore, @ numbers. Parang, I think it has to be alphanumerical with special characters. Diba? Sige nga, aminin mo, anong password mo dati?
Combination ng mga people that I used to, mga special someone or...
birthday. Madaming nag-birthday din.
Parang yun yung naging trend before, no? Parang birthday, 01/20/55.
Yeah.
Tapos, underscore Mac. Ayan, mga style ng pero without the special character, kunwari yun, Mac. Tapos and then the birthday. And then, napapansin siguro ng mga hackers, yung email niya, somehow similar, siguro ito gumawa ng email, let's say, mac01/2054@yahoo.com. For sure to. Ang password nito, hindi to nalalayo dun sa ginawa niya kasi somehow, parang connected. Para mabilis matandaan. Parang yun yung naging nila, parang naging trending ng gumagawa ng yun. Since before that time, parang hindi pa ganun ka-importante sa kanila. Parang kailangan ko lang magkaroon ng email. Create ako ng email. Anong password? Para mabilis matandaan. Lalagyan lang ng 2 letters or 3 letters sa front ng email address na and then that's the password na. Kaya ganun kadali sigurong ma-hack. Siguro up to now, baka ganun pa rin yung style nila, pero with special characters na lang.
Pero right now, karamihan ng, I'm pretty sure that a lot of other people would use still the basic form of passwords like name of a song.
Yes.
So for example, let's say, yung name of a song.
More than words.
More than words. Di ba? 6ix9ine. Pero I know people who uses stuff like that. Name of a song, birthday, hanggang ngayon, ganun pa din sila. There are other ones naman, yung name ng email, di ba? Alam ko dati email mo ata yun, parang pogi ako, 69.
Yeah. And then, nung nag-ask na kasi kumbaga, nag-apply na yung special character, ang gagawin lang niya, we suggest that you change your password. Papalitan lang niya, pogi ako, underscore, 69. Tapos may @ lang, di ba? @
Tapos iba, gumagamit ng years.
Yes.
Parang, for example, show my business, 2025. Meron ganun, So those passwords, no matter kahit alphanumerical, kahit may special characters, I think, ang hirap kasi mga special characters, i-incorporate, I think pinakamadali, dash, underscore, @. Pero yung mga ibang special characters, for example, yung mga bracket o yung yung pataas na arrow,
Yeah.
and then percentage, di ba? Ang hirap kasi tandaan. So, I think the very first step to secure, let's say, any device, your email, let's start with email. To secure your email, have a very strong password. So, strong is a combination of alphanumerical. So, we got alphabets, numbers, and so alphanumerical is letters and numbers. Ano kaya pag may special character? Special alphanumeric.
Special alphanumeric characters.
Alphanumeric characters. Special na sila. Yeah, kailangan gamitin yung mga @ dollar sign, pound sign, and then brackets. Ano yung asterisk?
Asterisk.
Asterisk.
Pound
Yun.
or pound sign.
Pwede ba plus, equals? Pwede ba yun? Exclamation mark? Tapos meron
The
yung,
exclamation mark, yes.
I wonder yung enye. Pwede ba yun? Sa password?
I think pwede, pero parang yung iba, ayaw nilang gamitin kasi una hanapin nila yung special characters.
Yeah. Apostrophe, kaya. Slash.
Apostrophe, hindi pa ako nakagamit ng apostrophe.
So, meron tayong, comma. Pwede ba yun? Comma. Dalawang klaseng brackets pa. Yung pag ano. Tapos meron
yung
pa.
box
Box bracket. Tapos meron pa yung, anong tawag doon?
Sa ano yan, di ba? Sa algebra ginagamit.
Oh, yung algebra. Yung ax plus y. Ewan ko na.
Siguro, yan pala, regarding dyan, malalaman mo pag ang mga algebra yung mathematician to or somehow weird ang thinking.
Yun ang mahirap i-hack yung mga ganun, di ba? Okay, so that's the very first step of protecting. You have to have a strong password, di ba? Ano yung next?
Continuous,
Updating ang password.
Updating password. Pero ako hindi. Hindi ako nag-update. Pero siguro ito yung mali sa ginagawa ko na hindi ko matanggal. I kept a directory of all my emails. Kahit anong account dyan, mapa, YouTube, meron akong Excel file na nandun silang lahat. Nandun. And then if I change, so if Excel files starting from the top, ito, ibig sabihin, ito yung una kong ginamit. Nag-change ako. So, inilalagay ko siya para I would monitor kung alin na yung nagamit ko. Kasi, minsan, di ba, pag nag-try ko mag-login, you already use the same old password.
Old password. Yeah.
So, oh no, ano yun?
Yung iba nga, pinapalitan lang yung number sa dulo.
Yes.
So, for example, let's say, save the world, 10. Yung susunod, save the world, 11, 12, 13. Pero, what's best practice? Gaano kadalas kailangan ipalit yung password?
For a typical siguro na pero ngayon parang hindi na siya hindi na siya typical lang Parang ngayon necessity na yung email and maraming scammers hinahack nila kahit hindi yan active na email, basta nakita nilang existing, tinatry nilang mahack yung email ko I once hacked in the middle of the night or morning pa. Buti na lang, na-check ko yung aside dun sa email ko, same as well sa Facebook. Minutes lang nakalipas. Buti, nag-change agad ako. Pero medyo matagal kasi parang siguro at the same time nagtatry siya and then I was recovering yung So, yun nga, isa sa backup ko, or isa sa yung ginagawa ko, naka-backup siya. Ang kinakabahan lang ako, once na nawala yung phone ko. Pero it's madali siyang i-take down if you have internet access. It's Excel file lang siya, spreadsheet. You could just delete it on, or remove it. Pero, mas madali, pag familiar sila, copy-paste lang. Or na-download na nila yung data. So,
ang problem lang kasi sa pag-change ng password, kung kailangan, let's say, every month, hassle pa din. Diba?
I think pwede bang, parang yata siya, every 2-3 months yata pwede magpalit.
No, you could change it even every day.
Ganun ba?
Yeah, pero yung frequency of changing it is a hassle for the average person. So for example, isipin mo, tomorrow, babaguhin mo yung password ng email. Ang hassle lang. It has to be a habit. Pero I think it's safe to say na kahit every month, dapat palitan. So for example, yung password mo is, let's say, Save the World, June. Next month, July na.
Save the World July.
Diba? I think, I don't recommend it, but I think it's best na to change it every month, just for security purposes. And sa email pa lang, importante kasi we have a lot of notifications from different apps, right? And all that. Okay, so first step, good password, strong password. Second, the frequency of updating your password, changing your password at least every month or every 3 months. Bahala na. If kung sensitive, kung pang work email, I think it's advisable every month.
Yes.
Diba? Kung medyo sensitive talaga, baka every week nga. Diba? If you have your financials and all that, importante. Kasi ang daming cases na hack, hindi nila ang paano. Right? And I think it's just because ito yung next step is because ito hindi nila ginagawa to. So which is two-factor authentication. So sa mga hindi alam kung ano yung two-factor authentication, that's layer of security. For a layer of security which verifies you logging into a certain account. It could be your email, could be anything. So people may know this as OTP, one-time password. So second 2FA, second factor authentication is getting an OTP nga, right? So one-time password, which is sanay naman taos. For example, kung mag-login from another device, and then may 2FA, lalagay mo yung password mo, and then yung password na yun, yung next step nun, makakaroon ng second factor authentication or two-factor authentication, 2FA in short. Magsisend, let's say, na one-time password sa phone mo or sa ibang email, pwede, or sa device, or sa WhatsApp, sa Viber, right? So that's a second layer of security that you could add to your emails or to any of your devices. So importante yan. And it's always important that yung kung saan pinapadala yung OTP, dapat hawak mo din yung account na yun. So whether phone siya or ibang email address or Viber or WhatsApp or anything else, dapat hawak mo. Ang problema kung wala ka nun. So I think yung second is strong enough na. Pag pinalitan mo yung password, strong password pa, at meron ka 2FA, I would say the vulnerability of your went from 0. Doon sa password pa lang, di ba? Complicated with password and special characters. I think yung safety ng account mo from 0, sabihin natin to 50% lang. Di ba? And then yung yung two-factor, that goes, I would say 90%. Hindi kaya 100 eh.
Kasi hackable eh. Okay.
Ang hindi na-hack, kasi ang iniisip kasi ng mga tao, pang na-hack, hacker. Napapanood nila. Daming tinatype tapos na-hack, right? But I don't think that's that's the case. Karamihan sa mga na-hack is called social hacking. Kasi for example, makasama tayo and I wanna hack you, right? Nakuha ko yung email mo, nakuha ko yung password mo, I'm able to log in, but may two-factor authentication. Nag-CR ka. Mag-notify naman eh.
Yes.
Makakita ko, yung OTP. Right? Nakapasok na ako. Social hacking eh. Most of the time, it deals with not technology, but it deals with how you could influence the other person to provide you access to their accounts. Diba? It happens in so many places. Naging uso to, for example, you go to any Starbucks, people, they leave their laptops. They have a phone call, order sila coffee, iniiwan nila yung laptop, nakabukas pa. Yung tipong hindi pa nakalock, nakabukas pa, iniiwan nila kasi nag-aaral sila or anything like that. Minsan iniiwan din yung phone nila. So, very hackable in a sense na pag umalis yung may-ari ng devices, di ba? You could simply, or baka may dumaan, makakita nung pag nag-login, ito yung password. Nakita yung keystrokes. Diba? Gone are the days na feeling na ng ibang tao na, na-hack to kasi nag-install siya ng software. Dati uso yan, di ba? Typing monitor, meron yan. Parang they would install it in a certain device. Hindi alam ng device owner kasi siguro pinahiram yung laptop or may keystroke recorder. So, lahat ng keystroke mo,
nare-record.
Pero yung first few versions nun, keystrokes lang. Yung evolving versions, yung keystroke, kung anong application ginagamit. And anong link ginagamit. Sure mo, wow, nag-evolve. I don't know if those are still existing, pero pretty sure, baka meron. Pero yun nga, it's most of the time about social hacking. Pag-usapan natin real-life situations. Ang daming balita na hack ang GCash. Or napasa ng pera, nawala ng pera from their GCash.
Yes.
Kasi kahit dumating yung OTP or meron isang tao punta sa tindahan, usually cash in. Nagka-cash in daw or cash out. Right? And then, syempre, I think cash out kasi kukuha sila pera. Di ba? Pag cash out, hindi daw pumasok yung request. Di ba? Na for cash out. Pero sinasabi, meron yan. Baka nag-delay yung text and all that. Social hacking na yun kasi ang ginagawa nila, they're trying to influence yung kausap nila. Parang, ang tawag ng mga matatanda, parang hinihypnotize or binubudol or something like that. But apparently, their social hacking minsan may distractor pa. Di ba? Di ba sa mga movies, ganoon sila. For example, makakaroon ng diversion sa attention. And usually, hindi lang isang tao yung lalapit. Meron isang tao, tapos meron kunyari yung ibang customer, bibili.
Makikisingit. Oy, pabili po nito.
Tapos, dumating na yung PIN, yung OTP, kanyan, ipacheck mo. Tapos, sobrang busy. That's social hacking. And it still happens, whether may involved na GCash or tech or device. Sa news ngayon, last night, I watched the news na sa palengke or sa mall, I can't remember. Basta parang siyang parang tiyangge. So, syempre, daming tao, siksikan. Yun pala, isang grupo na yun. Parang 4-5 sila. Iipit nila yung isang babae, nag-check ng bibili ng mga bag, item, whatever. Right? Yun pala, yung isa, dumudukot na.
Yes.
Hindi alam. Di ba? Nangyayari ito sa mga tiyangge, sa MRT, sa mall, iba-ibang lugar. Pero ang target nila is in a high traffic area kasi once succeeded na sila, they can yung dumupot, pinasa, umalis na. Right? Siyempre, in real life, wala tayong 2FA sa mga bags natin. Pero yung iba, meron nga fingerprint nga, di ba?
Yes.
Para
pero ngayon, meron parang yung size lang ng ATM card. Na parang, I think GPS tracker yata yun. So, and lately nakita ko, rechargeable parang smart tag. Sinlaki lang siya ng ATM. And then, super late nung charging,
yung charging port.
Charging port. Parang antenna port sa mga cellphone. Ganun lang. And then, nag-hold siya ng charge and it lasts for days.
That's good for a wallet kasi akala nila
so kung yung wallet mo is laging may lamang pera, siguro it's better to mag-invest sa ganung klase ng mga smart tags para at least kung mawala man yung either yung bag mo or yung wallet, especially yung wallet kasi nandun yung mga wag na natin isipin yung pera. Usually lagi iniisip nila yung cards kasi ang hirap kumuha ng mga mag-update ng card or kumuha ng duplicate. So yun, isa siguro sa the best yun. Kasi yung ibang mga smart tag, ang lalaki na, di ba nga yung mga Apple
tag. Pero ganun siya kaliit. Yun ang medyo bulky.
So, at saka, noticeable. Smart tag yun. Kung nakasabit yun, smart tag. Huwag na.
Tatapon, di ba?
Unlike with the ATM, isiksik mo lang siya doon sa mga ATM mo or nakaslot doon sa...
Hindi na alam na tracker pala yun.
Pag tinignan mo din siya, kung hindi ka familiar, akala lang yan, it's just an ordinary card.
Tapos may nabibili na stickers on Lazada, Shopee, na pwede may dikit lang. Parang ATM and the thing. Di ba? Parang black card. May mga stickers na kunyari. Doon sa GCash, alam ko, when it comes to two-factor authentication, meron OTP. Pag login sa bagong device, you need to put your password, and then you need to put your PIN code, and then may OTP pa. Yes. Right? May OTP para mag-login sa new device. Maya does the same thing, but I think kasi ang dami na nadamay sa GCash eh. And because of social hacking, most of the time, either nasilip kung ano yung OTP, Kasi minsan, for example, yung mga tao sa tindahan, sa sobrang busy, talagang tataranta, hindi nila alam. Tapos iniiwan lang yung phone or yung maliliit na phone for the OTP. Ang na-hack din, it's not even digital. Alam mo yung QR code ng mga tindahan?
Yes.
There was a case, I think it was, I'm not sure what establishment, I don't know kung Mercury siya or basta may establishment, meron silang QR. Gusto mo magbayad ng GCash, may QR sila ng GCash. So, yung magnanakaw, ang ginawa niya, pinicturean niya yung
QR.
Pero bumili din siya. Pero pinicturean niya yung design ng... Kasi kahoy lang siya eh. Ginawa, umuwi, nagpasadya siya ng kamukha ng QR.
And then,
yung QR mismo, nilagay yung QR ng number niya. So, every time may magpa-purchase na customer, pumapasok sa kanya na hindi alam na may-ari ng store. And nagtataka yung mga may-ari ng store for a while na parang walang dumarating na confirmation. So, syempre, baka na-delayed lang. Sa dami nilang customer, hindi na napansin.
Kasi usually, papakita lang nila. Sent lang po, hindi naman nila i-verify. Basta nakita nilang sent, tapos nakita yung, kasi di ba may name siya.
Yes,
Kunwari,
yes.
Mercury.
Pero usually yung nagbabayad, hindi mo na mas gusto mo magbayad, alis na. Hindi mo check kung Mercury, di ba? But I'm not sure if this was Mercury drug. It could be any establishment. But this is a good warning for any establishment. Kung meron QR na kahoy or nakalaminate, just make sure na i-check nyo lagi. Parang daily. I-check nyo pagpasok, i-check nyo kung doon talaga yung Anyway, hindi na napansin for like a whole week. Okay?
Daming transaction.
Daming transaction. Yes. No? So, pasok na ba? So, may notification na pumasok na kasi may, I think, GCash, Maya, and CQRPH, nagbibigay sila ng device, phone, for the notification lang. Pag may pumasok, papasok doon yung text na, pumasok na sa account.
Okay.
So, tataka sila, di pumapasok. 1 week na. Siguro yung meron yung isang supervisor, manager, parang chinek niya. Pag-check niya, hala, hindi account natin to. Doon na Yung gumawa nun, hindi ata nahuli. Kasi, I think I'm not sure, may privacy. Hindi nila yung tao, kaninong account yan. Kasi they have to file a case muna in NBI para makaroon sila ng warrant. And ipadala nila kay Globe or GCash or what.
And then NTC
and all that. So, ang haba na proseso. By the time they found out the name of the person of fake din pala nung na-verify. Totoong tao siya, pero yung gumamit, hindi yun. Tapos, na-trackback nila yung CCTV and all that. Siyempre, hindi kita kasi ang nakalagay doon, pangalan babae, yung nag-swap, lalaki.
Right.
So parang hindi na I don't know what happened, pero that's what you call social hacking. Hindi nga nila hinak yung device, pero hinak nila yung QR code. Yes. Imagine that.
I think sa US, ang ginagawa nila may sticker. Yung mismong, same yung QR code, sticker lalagay. So ang ginagawa, same din nung scenario na may bumibili, and then may isang sisingit na gano'n, so biglang didikitan. Tapos, kunwari, magpo-purchase sila ng So, parang ang mangyayari, para silang bumili ng sarili nilang pera.
Yeah.
QR nila, bayad na. Tapos, pag alis, tanggal nila yung sticker. So, parang wala. I think I saw that, I think sa US yan sa mga convenience store. Iba naman, may sariling, yun nga, same din. Nire-replicate nila, pag QR na, magtalikod nung yung iba, alam nila kung nasaan yung camera So, po-block sila na ganyan, papalitan nila yung QR. Kung yung QR stand, may dala silang sariling QR stand, tapos i-scan nila, papakita nila na babayaran. Once na bayad na, papakita, and then yun, palit na ulit, and then balik nila yung bago. Yun dati.
Grabe.
So,
that's social hacking.
But that was, I think that was happening, years back na.
Imagine that. So, most of the time, na-hack yung device. Kasi right now, with 2FA, with OTP and everything, very strong na yung security, device-wise. Pero hindi pa din yung strong ang security when it comes to humans. Laging human error yan
Yes.
When we say human error is because either nabudol, nalito, or sinasabi na hypnotize, which I don't believe so, na-distract lang talaga. So for example, yung QR na yun, sinabi mo, parang tumalikod. Dikit mo lang, QR mo.
Oo.
Diba? Hindi na mapapansin eh. Sino na... Papansinin ba natin yung QR? For example, nakaganyan yung nasa loob na. Hindi mo mapapansin yan.
Kaya yung ibang store, hindi agad nila nilalabas yung QR.
Nakatago lang. Diba?
Pag sinabing, may QR kayo. Tapos hahawakan nila, hindi nila bibitawan hanggang di mo na-scan. Pag hindi to, balik na ulit.
Yan ang two-factor. Second-hand authentication.
Yes.
Yan,
actual, 2FA.
Tapos iba sa phone nga lang. Ito yung QR. Generate tayo ng bago.
Okay. Mas okay yun. Kasi, kailangan mag-generate. Pag hindi nag-generate, di ba?
Or yung iba, yung ibang ginagawa, di ba? Iano mo na lang yung QR. Parang lakihan mo na yung QR. Parang ganyan kalaki. I don't think you could, di ba? Or yung QR nasa tarpaulin, di ba? Ang malaki. Back up ka.
Kailangan mo lumayo. Hindi mo
ba?
Pwede. Parang
papalitan mo yung tarpaulin, i-sticker mo yun, halata ka na, di ba?
Sabi, pag sinanong, QR nyo, you can see it at the back, di ba? Laki.
Isa pa yun. That's good. You could put it at the back.
Ang laki nun kasi hindi ka talaga makakascan nun. Tapos meron pang isa, na-try ko rin. Yung mga nagpapamigay ng pera sa Facebook. Mga tinatry ko yan eh. Yung mga, you want ganito. Gusto mo ba ng pera? Click ako. Mahilig ako ng mga bait na ganyan. Tinatry ko sila. And then, nung kinlik ko, automatic nag-redirect sa Messenger. Video call daw. Okay, video call. Click mo to. Pag hindi ka familiar, click mo yung nasa baba, yung share screen pala yun. So, pag kinlik mo, para kasi makita ni Madam na, na ikaw yung mismong may hawak para mabigyan ka kagad ng 20,000 at may libre kang sako ng bigas. Okay. And then try ko. Sumunod ako. Since hindi ako masyadong nag-share screen, so hindi ko nagagamit yung button sa share screen ng Messenger. Na-notice ko na lang, nung nag-enter ako nag-connect na siya, nag-share screen. Okay. Tapos sabi ko, share screen. And then, at that time, yung anak ko nagkukulit. So, hindi ako masyado na-focus doon sa phone. Nakita ko, magta-type na ako doon sa GCash. Mag-open ng GCash. Sabi ko, teka, GCash to
Tapos
nasa GCash ako yung PIN ng GCash. So, since nag-share screen ka, yung pipindutin mo, di ba minsan may yan, makikita yung pinipindot mo, may mark siya ng
Yes.
So, makikita niya. Tapos, nung on the 4th digit, pipindutin ko na, teka, naka-share screen ako, pinatay ko agad yung share screen. Tapos sabi ng sir, ano po nangyari? Pat parang nawala po kayo. Balik niyo po yung hinahanap po ni Madam. Hinahanap ni Madam. Sabi ko, teka lang. Kasi yung anak ko nagkukulit eh. Sandali. Teka na, naglo-loss yung connection ko. Kasi ako, naka-data lang. Tapos sabi niya, sir, na po? Wait po si Madam. Sige po sir, tawag po ulit ako. Try po ulit natin. Baka mamaya nag-lost connection. Tumatawag ulit siya. Tapos ang ginawa ko na, sumagot ako pero hindi ko na share screen. Tapos sabi, sir, sige po, ano po ba yung ibang details na pwede nating nasundan, ganyan. Tapos niya, hindi sir, kailangan po nating i-click yung, hindi niya sinasabi yung share screen. Yung button po sa baba, yung pangatlong button, I think pangatlo ata o somewhat, click nyo po yun para makita po ni Madam. Sige po, pwede pong mamaya na lang po kasi yung anak ko nagkukulit na naku, sayang naman po ito, 20,000 tapos ako ng bigas.
Yun pala, hinahack na. Tinitingnan na yung keystrokes mo.
Yes, since nakita ko na yung nag-change password ako kasi nag-notify sa akin na parang may nagtatry na mag-hack nung
yung kasi yung GCash, they can access it with your number. Kasi yung mga payment portals, you need to log in there, not in your GCash itself.
So sa portal sila pumapasok.
Sa portals, yes.
Enter the number and then yung PIN. Kaya sabi ko, nako, yari.
Madami din na nadamay yan sa mga text, di ba ngayon? Here's the major problem that people experience but are still, ayaw ko naman sabihin dumb enough, pero syempre, sa daming distractions nangyayari, minsan, sa SMS, nakiklik nila yung links. So, for example, ang notification natin sa GCash, sa BDO, sa BPI, sa mga banks, anything that has to do with banks, with e-wallets, may text yan, di ba? May promo text and all that. Or, makakuha ng text na, please verify your account, or your points has not been used and will expire. The problem with these SMS messages is that na-hack yung, di ba may device to hack the radius or the area kung saan siya, nagsisend siya ng text masking as BDO, BPI, or GCash, or Maya, or any other payment, or banks, or e-wallets, right? The thing is, when people receive it, since namamask siya, so napupunta dun sa threads ng messages ng official bank. So for example, BDO.
Yes.
Kaka-receive ko lang ng text kahapon, your 5,000 something points and rewards has not been used and will be expired. Please log in with this link. If you look at the thread before that, it's BDO talaga. Yun lang, SMS is really low-tech, right? Na hindi ma-verify kung it's the same sender. But apparently, what do you call those? Yung SMS senders? Yung device? There's a certain device na pwede mong, it's portable. So within a certain radius, within a certain area, marireceive mo yung text. Anyway, moving forward, makikita mo, oh, legit pala ito, galing kay BDO. Pag-click mo yung link, at let's say very distracted ka, click mo, pupunta sa isang website na kamukha ni BDO. Maglalagin ka. Pero mag-fail siya. Sasabihin, you have the wrong password. Yun pala, na-type mo na yung password mo, it's a phishing site. Nakuha na yung details mo.
Yeah.
At the same time, pag alam nila may, dito sa mga hackers, at the same time, when they know that someone's logged in, magpiping yan sa nila. It gets pinged, maglalagin sila. And then, ma-receive yung OTP. Sorry pala, hindi nakalagay yung wrong password, mga successful login. Tapos may OTP pa. At the same time, na-hack din, na-type ng hacker yung password nila. So, maka-receive ng OTP, tinype yung OTP doon sa phishing site. Hindi pala totoong BDO website pala. It just looks like it. Siyempre, kung hindi ka familiar sa websites, hindi mo mapansin yung link Usually, yung link nakalagay, minsan, bdoph.com.ph.
Pero sa una, ang daming pang letters na XYZ.
XYZ, exactly, di ba? Ang dali lang bumili ng domain ngayon. So, ganun din sa text, yung mga links.
Ayun, ano pala, nakita ko, IMSI, International Mobile Subscriber Identity. Ayun, yun yung ginagamit ngayon na system na pag napasok nila yung, pag nag-connect ka doon sa system nila, nakasama ka na sa database nila. IMSI, yan.
Tapos binamask niya. Ang problem sa masking is they can mask to be anyone. So for example, si BPI, pwede din they could mask as GCash. Yeah. And papasok siya sa threads ng notification ng SMS. Yan ang problem. So if you're not smart enough or you're too distracted to notice, every time I receive ka ng text message, make sure yung link, makakita mo naman parang ang official site ng BDO is bdo.com.ph. Okay? Or, is it? Or, let's see. So, it's bdo.com.ph. Pag napansin mo na iba yung URL or yung link, let's say nakalagay bdotoday.xyz, magtaka ka na. But when you open those sites, I tried...
It's the same.
Ito mga hackers, magagaling na web developers din Kung ano yung user interface ng BDO ngayon website, ganun na ganun. Same with BPI. Same with Union Bank. Same with GCash. Same with Maya. Pati yung payment portal.
Pag in-explore mo din yung mga menus nila,
it's the same exact.
Oo, kopyang-kopya nila.
So make it a habit na tumingin kayo sa URL, sa link. Pag-click mo kasi, pwede for example, Union Bank. Hindi mo alam, may kulang pala na I. Walang Union. Union Bank. Di ba? .com.ph or .ph. Di ba? So you have to always look at the links that they send. And I don't think these banks are going to send anything for verification. I think tatawag na sila because of this. Yun lang, they haven't solved the problem of SMS being hijacked. Diba? That's the problem. So siguro just for safety measures, if it's asking you to log in, don't. Diba? If it's telling you, your account has been compromised. You need to log in here. Don't. Call the bank. They have their customer hotline.
Pero I think meron din scenario na ganyan eh. Parang spam yung na-receive. So, you need to call the bank. Tinawagan niya. Yung number na nandun is...
Number ng hacker.
Hindi. Number siya nung teller ng bangko.
Okay.
Pero...
kasabwat.
I think I'm not sure kung BD or BPI yung ganun nangyari. Tinawagan niya, so inassess yung So wala daw siyang napansin na funny dahil same yung process eh. Kung ano yung ginagawa sa bangko, yun nga lang, since accomplished yung kausap, so meron silang way to divert kung pagdating na dun sa legality na ng or kung sir, ganito po yan. Hanggang sa, I think, days or weeks na yung lumipas, walang response from the bank. I think nag-visit na sila dun sa bangko. And then, nalaman nila na walang na-process na ganong, or I think, nagbigay ata ng ticket number. They checked the reference number.
Wala.
It was not encoded.
So, inside job.
It's an inside job.
It's still social hacking. Yes. Pero ito, strategize na. So it's an inside job na hindi na siya social hacking kasi it's a heist na right?
Yes.
Social hacking usually naka-strategize naman yan, nakaplano. Pero yung target nila, di ba? It's nothing as big as a heist. A heist kasi is parang hindi lang long term, pero malaki yan at the time. And nobody noticed. That's the heist.
Maybe some people notice it, pero sa nakikita ko sa sistema ng Pilipinas, pag konti lang apektado, hindi nila pinapansin. So, parang nagreklamo lang. 0.001% ng
Hindi talaga nila papansin.
They were not going to Pero sa ibang bansa, pag may nagreklamo, action agad.
With credit cards, action agad. And then pwede pa i-reverse. But with bank accounts, I remembered, sino ba tong influencer? Babae ito na-hack yung BPI account niya. And I think for a whole week, 50,000 daily na we withdraw. Can't remember what her name was. Pero sikat siya. She was an influencer. Negosyante siya. I remember this is BPI. Hindi siya pinansin. Sabi baka glitch lang or here and that. And then she filed a case. She opened a case with NBI ata. And since influencer act, gumawa siya ng video about it. Sumabog. So, they had to work on it. They had to investigate. I'm not sure kung na-retrieve yung pera. But, the question there is, paano nagkaroon ng access yung nag-hack? Diba? It's a personal account pa. It's a personal account from what I can recall from this. I believe it's social hacking. Malamang she had her phone somewhere. Somebody tried. They know her password. It's a long game kasi, di ba? Yes. And most of the time, ang gumagawa, kakilala mo. Or, lagi mong kasama on a daily basis. Kasi makakita mo naman yung habits. Minsan, iniiwan yung phone sa kanya. Minsan, di ba? So, it's most of the time, someone who is close to you. Katulad yung sasabi mo, yung teller, kasabwat. That teller is close to the bank, close to the phone calls. Di ba? The ones that hacked the bank was the teller. Di ba? May kasabwat sa labas. Pero ibig sabihin, it's usually my inside job. Di ba? At yung mga iba, for example, na wala ng pera, na transfer sa ibang account, I always think it's an inside job. Kasi it's impossible. Kasi for someone like me, paranoid ako. So, I have 2FA, MFA multiple Kasi 2FA, parang two-step lang. Multiple, you have multiple steps to go through. May facial recognition, may PIN, may ganyan.
Alright.
Now, when it comes to that, sometimes, di ba, mapapansin natin in Facebook, someone's trying to log into your, parang, is this even possible? Pero totoo talaga. Siyempre, papalitan mo yung password. Right? Pero how the hell did they know your password? The problem with updating passwords, updating phone numbers, updating this for better security, hassle lang. Yan ang problem. There are other software companies na Ginagamit ko din, but I only use it for work and only for particular devices and website. There are a lot of applications out there na password manager. So you could change it to any of your devices, your accounts, you could change it to a very strong password, my 2FA and everything. And then that password manager is, if you go to the website, let's say you go to a bank website, let's say you go to BDO again, automatic sa login, i-input niya yung password without showing it.
Yes.
Diba? Or pipiliin mo yung account, if you want to go login in, pipiliin mo, i-spit niya yung password. Tapos yung password, talagang
Naka-block.
Hindi naman. You could view it because wala naman ganun sa browser. You could view the password if you want to, right? But the password is very strong. Oh, haba, parang 15 strings of alphanumeric special numbers, diba? The problem with these password managers is that how sure are you na protected ka? Kasi hawak din nila yung password mo. So anyone in-house from that password company, software company, can be like, oh, ito yung password ng ano niya. Ganyan, di ba? He could use that password as well.
Or maybe there would be, download the details.
They could sell it. Which happened a lot back then sa BPO industry. Diba? They have all the credit card details with the, what's that number in behind? The
CVV.
Yeah. And then, i-dispute lang nila. Since it's a credit card, i-dispute naman. Diba? Na ibabalik. The problem is, hindi na report agad. So, ang daming talaga during that time. But this time around, with password managers, they're very useful, to be honest. They're very useful. Kasi if you don't remember your password, ito lang yung gagamitin password manager. Yun lang, you don't know how safe it is in terms of their privacy. But what's good about them is that if they notice that one of your website has a password that has leaked before, i-warning ka. You have to change it, which is a very nice thing. Chrome does it. LastPass, yung application does it. And madaming password manager.
And also make sure na walang masyadong gumagamit ng laptop mo. Kasi, let's say, kunwari, iniwan mo. Ay, pare, can I borrow your laptop? Check. Login sila Facebook. Minsan kasi, any password na, since the password manager, kung ano lang naman yung ilalagay mo doon. Kasi di ba, pag first time doon, magpa-prompt siya. You wanna update or you wanna save? Ayan. So, pag importante, sinasave mo. Pero pag mga lang na mga software or magda-download ka lang, hindi mo na kailangan save. Ayan. And then you would recall dun sa password manager mo. Makikita mo lahat ng site mo na na-save mo. Yeah. Minsan, nag-check ako, sabi ko, pinuntahan ko lahat itong site na to. Sabi ko, it's almost 100 sites. Sabi ko, oh my goodness. Tapos makita ko, ito pala yung mga password ko. Review ako ng password ko. Sabi, delete, unsubscribe. But pinupuntahan ko mismo yung site. Even yung sa mga email, nakita ko yung mga sa email ko. Subscribe ako. Paano ko na-subscribe dito? So, medyo hassle yung pag-unsubscribe. Pero kung talagang importante yung email mo. Kaya,
you'll do the effort.
Yeah, yung effort talaga.
It's still hassle. That's why I would say, put aside cybersecurity, put aside engineers, developers, yung mga talaga. The majority of the population, simple. In every family, there's only one of any family. Family mo, ikaw lang for sure, nagpapalit ng password. Ako sa family, siguro, dalawa lang kami. Diba? Feeling ko isa lang. Kasi, okay, may two-factor authentication, pero yung taking different steps to make sure na your passwords are protected or your passwords are changed, one in every family. So that's, sabihin natin, 90% of the population in anywhere, even sa US, even sa Europe, they don't matanda. I changed my password. Email.
Create another one.
Create another one. Right? My Facebook account, create another one. Yeah? And that's a problem, especially with I don't mind if I don't change my password. If my password, they can log it. What are they going to steal? That's the problem, right? Corporates, in corporate, it happens a lot because one computer is being used by 3 shifts, like BPOs, right? One computer, three people who use this for 3 shifts of that day. One in the morning, one in the mid shift, one at night. So they're using the same computer. Sometimes they save they have different accounts, but sometimes they don't log out. So, they could be hacked socially. Kasi yung isa, I forgot to log out. Paki-log out na lang. You never know. The next person on it, hindi nag-log out. Nag-snoop around. You never know. It happens. Or sometimes, it does happen. There are some hackers out there who are still high-tech. USB, my software, my malware, deploy nila na hindi halata, and then every keystroke, since all their devices are connected to the internet, it would access an IP address, send the details of what they're typing. It's still, that one's high-tech hacking.
Pero meron ng device ngayon na parang nagtatransmit ng free Wi-Fi. And then nakita ko, meron isang sa post sa Facebook na I think sino yung sinabi mong kilala na podcaster, yung bald guy.
Si Joe Rogan.
Yes. Gines niya yung nag-create ng somehow USB. I think, I'm not sure kung napanood mo na yun.
I don't think it's Joe Rogan, pero kalbo din siya.
Siguro.
He has a podcast. Usually in-invite niya mga military, ex-CIA, SEAL. Kasi dating SEAL siya. Retired and everything kasi he got injured, so he retired. He created a podcast. He invited a guy who invents spyware.
Yes.
So daming sa spyware yan, USB. Isaksak mo, you could hack the Wi-Fi. It clears all the Wi-Fi. It masks the same Wi-Fi address, and when you connect to it, anything that you browse online, makikita niya.
Pero ito, hindi siya USB. Charging cable.
Charging cable. Yeah, it's that small.
Sabi niya, insert mo to sa phone mo. Pag-insert niya, would you believe that I already got your details?
Imagine.
Sabi niya, okay, these your details. So, oh my God, how did you do that? Sabi niya. So, imagine, ganun kaliit.
Kaya, no?
Oo, di ba?
Kasi sinaksak niya.
I think pinakita niya, kahit di siya naka-plug sa power source, basta sinaksak mo lang yung...
Kasi may sariling power source siya. Grabe, they get so small. And you don't know, di ba? Sabi, may cable ka for...
Pa-charge. Or sabihin natin, ilagay nila sa free charging station. Tapos na, di ba? Tapos ang laban. Lagay mo dun sa mga BCS area, nasa office districts. Free charging station.
Hindi nila alam, free, pero na-hack na sila.
Yeah. Better to bring a power bank.
Well, yun nga. The advice is, don't log into public Wi-Fi's na free.
Yes.
That's one. Don't leave your laptop open. Don't leave your phone unattended. Lock your phone. Kasi may mga phones na matagal ma-auto-lock. Diba? Yung ibang phone, hindi na lalak. Kasi ayaw nila ilagay. Hassle eh. I think it goes down to human error talaga. No matter how secured you think you are. For example, ako, sensitive data, the work that we do, it has a lot of numbers, a lot of money going here and there. I can be hacked as well. You never know. Baka we're outside, we're here, nag-CR lang ako, may dumaan, nakita. Diba? You never know. Diba? Even if you're the most paranoid person, you make sure you take all the measures. But there's always that time na mag-i-slip ka talaga. Maybe nasa biyahe ka, nasa public transportation ka, you didn't know, na-distract ka, somebody grab your phone na. It's the same as, it's not about theft anymore. It's really about hacking the people. Diba? If something, dito, right now, if somebody distracts us, for example, may sumisaw dyan sa labas, sunog, diba? First thing we do is we run. Nakabukas yung laptop, nakaiwan yung phone, everything. Syempre, we're thinking of our safety. Yun pala, when we run out to the elevator to go down, or the stairs, meron ibang team, pumasok. Diba? Hindi kinuha yung devices, pero hinak.
Yeah.
Diba?
Hindi pa naman ganun ka-high-tech tayo dito sa Pilipinas.
Hindi tayo ganun ka-high-tech, but I believe there's a lot of spywares na nabibili online.
Yes.
Kahit hindi tayo high-tech, very creative tayo for social hacking. Banggain mo lang yung isang tao sa public transport. Ay, sorry.
Para yung dating,
Binangga mo lang, gano'n. Yung iba parang, Hi, Paul. Huh? Ay, sorry, akala ko si Paul ka. Okay. Phone ko. Distraction.
Yes.
Distraction. The worst of these is not these one-time may nakabanggas o yung na-corner ka. The worst thing is yung mga kakilala mo na, yung surrounded by you na matagal na, that they've been planning this for a very long time. Alam nila yung habits mo, alam nila yung routine mo, alam nila na iniiwan mo bukas yung laptop or yung phone, alam nila yung pinapa-charge mo. And once you give them a routine, once na predictable ka, you're prone to social hacking.
Yeah.
It happened. Na-experience ko. Not to me, pero na-experience ng mga kakilala ko. And nakwento nila. And that part of, that one specific person, disappeared. Pero she social hacked a lot of the people around her na kakilala ko. Hindi ako nadamay. Kasi that person yun na medyo, when it comes to details, ang dami ko napapansin sa side o anong ginagawa. May routines ako, pero I'm not as predictable as yung mga tao. Yung iba, predictable kasi. So alam nila, ito uuwi ng 5 p.m. So dapat i-check natin yan bago umuwi. Yeah. Lately, there was one social hacking nangyari. I read it in the forums. Imagine, I think nasa planning stage to. Meron nag-utos na pick up parcel, Lalamove. Lalamove to. Nothing, the Lalamove driver has nothing, na-book lang siya. Pumarada yung Lalamove rider doon sa isang residence. And then sabi ng nag-book, picture mo yung tapat lang ng bahay. So picture siya ng picture. Napansin ng may-ari ng bahay. Sabi, boss, anong ginagawa mo? Ay, sabi kasi ng sender, picturean ko yung Hindi, delete mo yung mga yan. Sino ba yung sender na yan? O sino ba yung nag-request niyan? Inutos lang ako, tapos, I think the Lalamove driver was innocent. He had nothing to do. Pero, syempre yung binook mo, okay sir, picture. Gagawin naman nila eh.
Yes.
Bayad naman sila just to take pictures.
Just to verify. Or just to give details na ito nga ba yung place na dapat na nandun.
Sinasabi doon sa forum, ingat kayo kasi baka inutos nga sa dinamay pa yung mga riders,
yes,
yung mga nagtatrabaho para magpicture ng isang lugar, para maano nila, para for the hackers or for the thieves, para makita mas strategies, ganito may aso sila, so dapat ingat tayo. Ganyan. So, they're choosing their targets. And they're using the normal services so they could plan ahead and see how can we hack this person, break into the house, or it's social hacking in a different level. Imagine pinaplano na ginagawa, punta ka dito, for example, pabili.
Yes.
Sila lang mo may ganun pabili. Diba? Kunyari yung buo. Sa bahay to, Ay, wala, ika-cancel ko, pero picture mo, babayaran ko.
And then, meron sa Lalamove na stopover. Di ba, nag-book ka?
Stopover. Kunyari, diba?
Idadagdag mo yun sa ibibill, kunwari.
Diba?
Ano ba naman yung additional 50 pesos para lang mag-stopover ka to get a detail na di ba?
Tapos, pakicheck, kung may doorbell sila o may aso sila. Di ba? So, ingat lang, this is not just about cybersecurity, it's about social security. Social security. Not SSS, but we're talking about iwasan yung social hack. Diba? Social hack it's a very simple framework. They distract the target, and then there's a whole team behind it to attack.
Yes.
Once they attack, they get the item, they get their password, you get their anything. Spread out na yan. They disappear. Yeah. Just like the heist sa US, the Italian Job. What's that movie kay Will Smith?
Enemy of the States.
No. Will Smith. Let me look at this. Will Smith. There's a movie called Focus.
Oh.
by Will Smith. It's a really nice movie. He is the mastermind of, and he has a group. He has a big group. They would go to Vegas, and then they have a strategy on how to steal.
Oh, yeah.
And all of the ones in the team are professional thieves. So you could steal the watch, you could steal the necklace, and all that. And then they do it bulk and do it massive. So nobody would notice na most of the time yung nangyayari sa mga heist, isang item nila na ako, diamonds or whatever. Yes. This one, sa mga guess.
I like the part dun sa stadium.
Oh. That is social hacking on a different level.
Sobrang galing.
Na-influence yung target nila on so many levels. All they had to see was the number 88?
55?
55, 88, whatever. They hacked that person from the time that, well, for a week, everywhere that person, they showed a specific number. Mm-hmm. They kept looking at that number subconsciously. Galing. Iba na yun. That's
super.
That's just targeted. Kaya focus, di ba?
Yes.
Focus. Diba? Every time you see, let's say, a certain number, you keep seeing that certain number, let's say 88. Diba? And then for a whole week, hindi mo mapansin, pero dito nakalagay 88. Plate number ng kotse, 88.
Anywhere you go,
88.
Yes.
Tapos may ads, 88. Diba? Dito, 88. Punta ka sa loto. 88. Kung meron, 88. I don't think meron, no? Sobra-sobra. No, you go to a scratch and you pick 88, di ba? Grabe. That's social hacking on a different level. Iba na yun. Ano na talaga yun? Heist. Ano na talaga? Con artist.
Yes,
iba na. Yeah.
Brilliant mind na talaga yun.
Oh.
Sobra. On a different level na.
Iba. Okay. So, stay safe. Secure your devices, secure your passwords,
yes.
Your GCash, your Maya. Make sure, ingatan niyo yung mga links. Kung medyo video.xyz, wag na yun. Yeah.
Ako sa SMS, anything na new na na-receive ko. And then, binubuksan ko, pero no, not the links. Tinitignan ko kung ano, especially pag yung mga nag-online gaming.
Yeah.
Remember, once na nakapag-register kayo, expect nyo na that you will be receiving text messages from different platforms or different number. Ang nangyayari niyan is, pinamimigay nila or dinidistribute nila yung yung details ng number mo. Or the number itself. It circulates on an online gaming platform. You will receive from I1Bet, tapos JL whatever.
Here's the problem. I don't think it's only for the online gaming platforms. Madami tayo naka-register sa Meralco. So yes, number mo. Naka-register sa SM Promos, whatever. Naka-register sa Robinsons. Pag nag-fill up ka for reward cards and any database can be hacked. Not only gaming platforms, but any database. Kasi, people say, galing sa Globe yan. Alam nila, baka may nagbenta ng information. Yes. Could be. Pero yung iba, what if yung mga nagko-collect ng information? So, for example, surveys. For example, may mga, sa mga rewards card, number one yan, rewards card. Yes. You go to Robinson, may reward card. You go to, basta kung sino may rewards card. May database na yan eh. Sa BPO nga eh. Diba? May listahan na of credit cards. Nangyayari na offshore. Diba? I'm sure it happens here. And that's in a BPO. Diba? Pag nag-sign up ka anywhere. Raffle. Yeah. Sa mall, raffle.
Lagay mo yung number mo.
Lagay mo yung number mo. Diba? Naglagay tayo ng may raffle ng motor sa kinakainan natin. Doon pa lang.
Yes.
Doon pa lang. Siyempre may database, may nag-i-input noon. Diba?
I remember yung raffle na yan. Nilagay yung buong stub, hindi pinunit. Sabi ko, paano tayo mananalo yan?
Hindi pinunit, hindi kinuha yung control number. Pambira.
Okay. Funny.